Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday from South Dakota this time. Shane Willard has a quote, and it says, "Do you want to be known by your opinions or your belief in Jesus through the proof of your love of people?" Do you want to be known by your opinion or your belief in Jesus through the proof of your love? Would you rather be right, or would you rather love people well? Would you rather be justified in your actions based on what someone else has done, or love people well? This may seem like an easy answer right now. Well, obviously, I'm going to choose love. But do we mean that? Do we actually mean it, or do we mean it for the situations and people we don't have that big of issues with? At the end of a conversation, do we care more about leaving it with that person knowing we're right, or do we care more about that person knowing they're loved, even if it means they don't think I'm right? At the end of an argument, do we care more about leaving it with that person knowing I'm justified in my words and actions, even if they're hurtful, or do we care more about that person knowing they're loved, even if it means they don't think I'm right? Can we agree to love each other and disagree on opinion, or does it look like I'm right, you're wrong, you're never going to change my mind? Right and wrong, they're too shallow, and we've discussed that before. It's beneficial to look at it from a different perspective. Is it light or is it dark? Is it restoring dignity or destroying it? Is it helpful? Is it useful? Who do I become if I continue down this path? Is it creating chaos or peace? Acceptance is where love is born, but accepting a person and affirming everything they do are two different things. John 13:34 and 35. "So I give you a new commandment. Love each other just as much as I have loved you. For when you demonstrate the same love I have for you by loving one another, everyone will know that you are my true followers." The bar's been raised. It's no longer treat others how you want to be treated. It's no longer, I wouldn't care if somebody spoke to me that way, so I can speak to people this way. I don't require that level of appreciation, so I don't have to show that level to anybody else. I don't care if I'm treated that way, so I can treat others that way. I personally need to work on this and focus on it. My mom and me are a little different. She doesn't have as thick a skin as I do, and so sometimes I unintentionally hurt her feelings by being a bit more brash than's probably necessary. That sometimes I forget I'm built a certain way doesn't mean other people are built that way. I would assume there's probably more people than just her in my life that on occasion I have unintentionally hurt them by not being aware. Now, there's a time for correction, boundaries, tough love, all of those things, but you can still love and honor somebody in every single one of those. Above one of the doors at a church in Ohio that I go to, Zion Church, it says, "Give 'em heaven." And I love that line, and I've thought about what that looks like. A few things I've learned along the way are honor attracts heaven. Who Jesus is to you is who he's going to be through you. You're the only Jesus some people are going to meet. You'll project your insecurities onto other people, and we're most offendable in those places of insecurities. And we allow our opinions and feelings to dictate what measure of heaven we're giving out. I'd give them heaven if they weren't so rude to me. I'd love them like Jesus loved if what? You go through the list of people Jesus interacted with and still showed love, and you don't find a situation today that it doesn't cover. Not to mention the greatest act of love we've ever been shown is the cross. And the cross didn't happen because everybody agreed with Jesus. do we care more about being known for our opinions or being right than we do about being known for our love? It's an honest question to ask yourself when you're looking at your life. It's an honest question I've asked myself. You may discover some relationships that need some distance when you ask this question. You may find some hills you've been trying to die on aren't worth the fallout. You may find the collateral damage of being found right a bit jarring when you do this. I encourage you to use what you find out. Go back to that commandment we've been given. Yahweh is the keeper of our reputation. He knows who you are and what you are. You've been perfectly loved from the beginning. Let that be your mirror and give him heaven. I'll see you next week.